So good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to start the third chapter from our book, Snapshot. And the title of the chapter is Ranga's Marriage. We have already discussed about the characters and the summary of this chapter. So, reading the title itself, you can understand that this story is about somebody who is Ranga, somebody whose name is Ranga, Ranganathan, and it is about his marriage. And throughout the story, we read about Ranga and the author's trying, the author's effort to make a good match of Ranga and Ratna, and the author had become successful in doing so. So again, let me just speak about the characters in short. So this story is set up in Hosahalli, a village in Mysore, which is part of Karnataka, and the author boasts so much about his village. The author says the village is very peculiar. It has got peculiar fruit, and as Mysore is important part of Bharatwar, as Mysore is important part of Karnataka, same way Ozahalli also is very important part of Mysore. And he also mentions about a sweet karigadabu, a filling which is like samosa, or which is like gujia we prepare. So as without filling karigadabu, the sweet is not tasty, not made. Same way, without talking about Hosali, this Mysore state remain unimportant. So Ranga, the accountant son who had gone to Bengaluru for study, and when he returned home, how the people gathered around his house to see him, whether he has changed or not, to talk with him. And then the author, finally author stayed there. He talked to Ranga, and he arranged matching between Ranga and Ratna with the help of Shastri ji. Okay, now we continue. So Charvi Gupta, continue from beginning. Yes, Charvi.
Yes, sir. Ranga's Marriage by Masti Venkatesh Iyengar. Ranga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk who has been to the city to pursue his studies. When he returns to his village from the city of Bangalore, the crowds mill around his house to see whether he has changed or not. His ideas about marriage are now quite different, or are they?
So
When
Ranga,
you
the
see
accountant son, had returned from the city after his study, and therefore the people had gathered around the house of accountant to see Ranga. How is he? How has he changed? Whether he is changed or not because of education. What change has been brought in his personality, in his thoughts, in his ideas? Is he still same? Is he still wearing the Janeyu? Still, is he? What is his thought about marriage, wedding, and different opinions? So therefore the people mill around. Mill around means gather around. You can write the meaning. Mill around, the people mill around, gather around the house of accountant to see Ranga. Yes, continue. Continue, Charvi.
Yes, when you see this title, some of you may ask, Ranga's marriage? Why not Ranganatha Viva or Ranganatha Vijaya? Well, yes, I know I could have used some other mouth filling one like Jagannath Vijaya or Girija Kalyan. But then it's not about Jagannath's victory or Girja's wedding. It is about our own Ranga's marriage and hence no fancy title.
So author
Kosar
asks
Hari.
us कि you might think author हमसे कहते हैं the author speaks to the readers audience, and he says that you might be wondering why this title, why that so flat title, Ranga's marriage, so simple ordinary title. Why I couldn't have used Ranganatha marriage or Ranganatha's Vijaya or something like that? So he says because it is our about our own child, our own Ranga from my own village. Therefore, I haven't used any fancy title. Rather, I have kept it simple. Continue.
Hosahali is our village. You must have heard of it. No, what a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. Those sahibs in England writing in English probably do not know that such a place exists and so make no mention of it. Our own people too forget about it. You know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. One sheep walks into a pit, the rest blindly follow it.
So they
When
are like
both
flock of sheep, भेड़ के समान है, झुंड के समान है. One sheep fall into the pit and other also follow it. So therefore he says that our education system is like that only. The sahibs, the politicians, the educated people, the educated leaders, those who call them educated, they are sitting in England and they are unaware of it. If you haven't heard about this place, it is not my fault. Continue.
when both the Sahibs in England and our own geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer to remember to put it on the map, can you? And so there is not even the shadow of our village on any map. Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. If the state of Mysore is to Bharatvarsha what the sweet Karigadabu is to a festive meal, then Hosa Ali is to Mysore state what the filling is to Karigadabu.
Karigadabu. Okay. So the author, the writer, he says that even the cartographer, those people who make map, they are also unaware of it. They also cannot put this place. They haven't put this place on the map because even the geographers, even the sahibs, even the educated people, politicians are unaware. They are ignoring. Even our own people have forgotten about it. So how can we expect from poor people, poor farmer? And then he says, sorry, I have gone to some different direction, and now let me come back to the point. And now he says that as the Mysore state, Mysore, which is very important part of Karnataka, and Karnataka is important part of Bharatvarsh, India, as Karigadabu is the festival sweet of Mysore, as the filling is very, very important to make this sweet, like gujia, like samosa. Without that, it has no importance. Same way, Hoza Hali is very, very important, essential part of Mysore state, without which Mysore or Karnataka has no importance, according to the author.
What I have said is absolutely true. Believe me, I will not object to your questioning it, but I will stick to my opinion. I am not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hosahali. We have a doctor in our place. His name is Gunda Bhatta. He agrees with me. He has been to quite a few places. No, not England. If anyone asks him whether he has been there, he says, no, Annaya, I have left that to you. Running around like a flea pester dog is not for me. I have seen a few places in my time, though. As a matter of fact, he has seen many.
So
Many.
author says that it's only not only me that speaks good about my village. You people might be thinking that I am boasting, I am talking too much about my village. No, there are other people also. And he says that there is a doctor also in my village. His name is Gunda Bhatta. The name of the doctor is Gunda Bhatta. And he also agrees with me. He also with the same opinion, and he has been to quite many places and not to England. If anybody asks him, haven't you been England? He says no. Running away here and there like a flea pastor dog is not my passion, is not my habit. I like to remain, even though he has been to many places, but he says I have been to a few places. Means to say he was and a simple man. He was down to earth, a humble man. Yes. So we have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, speak. Speak, speak.
Sir, why the doctor compares himself to a flea pester dog?
He calls himself Flea Pastor Dog. As a Flea Pastor Dog moves here and there, it doesn't remain on one place because it gets itching, it gets suffering, it gets irritated, it gets problem at the skin. So therefore, it runs here and there. And same way, he calls the other people. He calls the other people, those who are studying in India and then abroad, then from abroad again to India, or for job purpose or for marriage purpose or for any other purpose. But if any person is moving from one place to another place, he is not satisfied. So therefore the doctor says that I am not a flea pestered dog. As the dog moves here and there, that means he is irritated, that dog is not satisfied. So these people also who are going to foreign country, they study up to 12th or graduation, post graduation in India, and then they go to abroad for their high studies. Sometimes they remain there 1 year, 2 year, 4 year, 5 years, sometimes throughout their life. But then again they come back, again they go to different places because of their dissatisfaction. So therefore he has compared himself, therefore he has compared himself with a flea pested dog. He said, it's not my habit, I am happy here, I am happy. So indirectly he is making a comment on all those people, those who get, those who receive from India or from their native place, from their village, but they do not pay, but they do not return whatever they have received. So therefore, pay back to your native place, pay back to your motherland. So therefore, many people they do it now. It is becoming part of their life in foreign countries. Many of them donate their complete wealth, 70% of wealth, 80% of their profit. Many of the companies, big companies, I don't want to name, but many of the people they donate. The richest man of the world, he has also donated big amount from his wealth. So therefore he has compared himself with flea pested dog, and he is making a satire, he is making a comment like this. You would hear many of the comments would come here directly and indirectly. He is making a satire on the government, on the different people. Any other? Any other?
No, sir.
So there are also other words written in South Indian language. Okay, so the meaning is given there in the glossary. So there is a word anaya. Okay, anaya means elder brother. So in India they call Anna in Tamil, anaya again. So elder brother. Like this, you would find different words. Okay, so I was reading that we have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Do not eat it, just take a bite. The sourness is sure to go straight to your Brahmardhara. Now Brahmardhara is again that Sanskrit word. It is South Indian word. It is not English word. And the meaning of this Brahmardhara, it is given here. You can check out in Canada, the soft part in child's head where skull bones join later, that is called Brahmadara. So the author tells us that अगर आपको मेरे गांव के बारे में जानना है, if you want to know more about my village, visit, come to me, inform me, tell me, write to me, and you can find out, you can know more about any place only by visiting, not only just by reading, but by visiting. I once took one such fruit home, and a chutney was made out of it. All of us ate it. The cough we suffered from after that, it was when I went for the cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. So he's talking about the mango, raw, unripened mango, केरी, कच्चा आम के बारे में. ये स्पेशलिटी है कि उसकी खाते ही, एक बाइट खाते ही आपको खांसी या सर्दी जुकाम हो जाता है. And I went to the doctor when I suffered from it, and the doctor had informed me about the speciality of it. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. Continue, Charvi.
Yes, sir. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. We have a creeper growing in the forever so fine water of the village pond. Its flowers are a feast to behold. Get two leaves from the creeper when you go out to the pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. You will say, I am rambling. It's always like that when the subject of our village comes up, but enough. If any one of
So he
you
also speaks about the special creeper plant which is there in the pond. He says that when people go for bath, they just bring two leaves. And you know, in South India, people are they follow tradition, culture, especially on Onam and many of the festival. They like to eat on banana leaves, the big banana leaves, especially on Onam and any other their South festival, Pongal, etc. Whatever the dishes are there, they just put it on the banana leaves and they enjoy the meal over there. So he says that if you worry about the food, the container, where to get it, you can just go to the pond. You can get two leaves over there, which is sufficient for your meal. And he says that you people might be thinking that I am rambling. Rambling means boasting. So rambling means boasting. वो बोलते हैं आपको लग रहा होगा कि मैं boasting कर रहा हूँ, डींगे हाँक रहा हूँ, बड़ा चढ़ा करके बता रहा हूँ. No, I am not rambling. Whenever the thing about my village, I am like that only. People think that only. And if any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. Drop me a line means call me, write a letter to me. I will let you know where Hoza Ali is and what things are like there. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? और ऑथर कहता है कि क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि अगर किसी जगह को आपको जानना है तो वहां पर जाना चाहिए. Just reading in the book is not sufficient. It's better to go. Therefore the the tourist companies are there. Therefore you and everybody travel to different places. Yes, continue, Chavi.
what I am going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. We did not have many people around, many people who knew English then. Our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore to study. It's different now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street talking in English. Those days we did not speak in English, nor did we bring in English words while talking in Kannada.
Okay, so he says that this is 10 years back. The story, the incident which the author is sharing with us, he says that this incident is 10 years back, and that time the accountant's son was sent to Bengaluru. He was sent to Bangalore for his higher studies, and he learned English. When he returned, he was well educated, he was smart, he was handsome. And he says that time things were different, but now it is different. Now many people speak English, many people understand English, they speak good English. But 10 years back, 20 years back, it was not so. It was not so even in Jhalawad, it was not so even in Rajasthan. So only a few people used to speak English, but now it has become a common language. So same way he says that now everybody speaks English, and at least they try to mix some English words into their local language, whether they are talking Hindi or Kannada. What has happened is disgraceful, and the author calls it disgraceful. बोलता है ये बड़ा बुरा हुआ है कि we have lost the purity of the language. Believe me, the other day I was in Rama Rao's house when they bought a bundle of firewood. और author एक और बात बताता है कि वो रमा राव के घर में था और देयर वर सम लेडीज, दे ब्रॉट बंडल ऑफ वुड, लकड़ियां लेकर के आई वो. Rama Rao's son came out to pay for it. He asked the woman, how much should I pay to you? 4 pies, she said. और women ने जवाब दिया 4 pies, 4 पैसे. The boy told her he did not have any change. और लड़के ने कहा अरे अब जाओ, अभी मेरे पास चेंज नहीं है. The boy said I do not have change. Change का मतलब होता है खुले पैसे. छुट्टे पैसे. So the boy said he did not have any change and asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change. और वो जो लकड़ी लेकर आई थी महिला, वो समझी नहीं कि क्या मतलब है चेंज का. फिर भी वो चली गई. जाते जाते वो बड़बड़ाई कुछ, कौन कहीं कह रही है, क्या बोल रहा है मुझे पता नहीं. So she said something. She murmured something in her own local language in Kannada. So went away muttering to herself. I too did not know. Later, when I went to Ranga's house and asked him, I understood what it meant. So author says, author कहता है कि मुझे भी पता नहीं था कि क्या मतलब है change का. Long time back, I too did not know what is the meaning of change. Okay, but then he went to Ranga's house, and Ranga, who had returned from city after studying English, he knew good English, so he told him the meaning of the word change. Continue. Understood till here, everybody? I hope nobody has doubt. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Mohit, you want to continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, read. Continue.
This priceless commodity, the English language, was not so widespread in our village a decade ago. That was why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. People rushed to his doorstep announcing, "The accountant's son has come." The boy who had gone to Bangalore for his studies is here, it seems. And come Rangas is here. Let's go and have a look.
So this priceless commodity, this priceless thing, valuable thing of English, he says the English language, it was not widespread in our village a decade ago, 10 years ago. He says 10 साल पहले ऐसा नहीं था, वहां पर कोई भी इंग्लिश नहीं जानता था. And only the accountant son Ranga. और गांव में अभी भी, और पहले तो था ही सही, अभी भी गांव में अगर कोई इंग्लिश बोलता है या कोई फ्रेंच बोलता है, जर्मन बोलता है, कंप्यूटर जानता है या और कुछ नई लैंग्वेज जानता है, तो गांव वाले जो हैं उसके बारे में क्रेजी होते हैं. दे आर मैड अबाउट दिस पर्सन. उनके लिए वो बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. तो ये बात यहाँ पर रंगा के साथ भी थी, और इसीलिए लोग उसको देखने के लिए, उससे मिलने के लिए आए थे. कंटिन्यू.
Attracted by the crowd, I too went and stood in the courtyard and asked, "Why have all these people come? There is no performing monkey here." A boy, a
और
fellow
ऑथर कहता
without
है
any.
कि मे बी अट्रैक्टेड बाय द क्राउड आई आल्सो जॉइन देम. मे बी भीड़ का हिस्सा बन गया और वहां पर चला गया और कहा, व्हाई हैव ऑल दिस पीपल कम हियर, देयर इज नो परफॉर्मिंग मंकी हियर. कि लोग यहाँ पर क्यों आए हैं, यहाँ तो कोई मंकी परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहा है. A boy, a fellow without any brains, said loud enough for everyone to hear, "What are you doing here then?" तो ऑथर ने जब ये कहा कि ये यहाँ पर कोई मंकी का तमाशा थोड़ी चल रहा है, सब क्यों आए, तो एक लड़का था, उसको कहा ऑथर ने विदाउट ब्रेन, यानी बड़ा रूडली उसने कहा होगा ऑथर से, इसलिए ऑथर ने कहा है कि ही स्पोक लाइक एवरीबडी कुड हियर. द बॉय वाज विदाउट ब्रेन एंड ही सेड, "व्हाट आर यू डूइंग हियर?" तो तुम यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो, जाओ, क्यों भीड़ लगा रहे हो, like that. A youngster, immature and without any manners, thinking that all these things were now of the past, I kept quiet. तो जिस लड़के ने ऑथर को ऐसा जवाब दिया था, वो इमेच्योर लड़का था, और ऑथर ने अपने आप को कंट्रोल किया, बोला ठीक है, जो बोल दिया जो बोल दिया, जो कह दिया, जो बीत गया जो बीत गया. So therefore he did not say anything, did not scold or did not fight. Author just kept quiet. Okay, thinking that all these things were now of the past, I kept quiet. So the author kept quiet. उसे लगा ठीक है, चलो बोल दिया तो बोल दिया. Yes, continue, Mohit.
Seeing so many people there, Ranga come out with a smile on his face. Had we all gone inside, the place would have turned into what people call the Black Hole of Calcutta. Thank God it did not. Everyone was surprised to see that Ranga was the same as he had been 6 months ago. When he had first left our village, an old lady who was near him ran her hand over his chest, looked into his eye, and said, "The
Janavara.
Zanvara is still, the Zanavara is still there. He has not lost his caste." She went away soon after that. Ranga laughed.
Okay. So the big crowd, huge crowd, stood outside the house of Ranga, and seeing that Ranga came out of his house, and there were many people. There were men, women, children, and the crowd was so big that if the whole crowd had gone inside, it could have been another black hole of Calcutta. Now, what is black hole of Calcutta? So this is the place when Britishers were ruling in India as a punishment to the Indian people, Indian rebel, the freedom fighters. They put all those freedom fighters in a dark cell, and a small room, dark cell, and the number of the people was so big that many of them died just because of suffocation. Many of died because of lack of oxygen. Many of died because of lack of food, and much important, more important is because of suffocation, because they were thirst on each other. There was no space. Still in one small room, many people, thousands of people were put together. Like Hitler had put Jews in a small room and suffocated them, left the poisonous gas. But here, the British soldiers, the Britishers, they had put the Indian freedom fighters there in a small cell, in a room, and those people had died just because of suffocation, and the place had been ruined, destroyed. So therefore he says that again it could have been another black hole of Calcutta if the whole crowd had gone inside. Okay, continue. And there was a lady who touched the chest of Ranga, and she touched the Janevara. Janevara is the sacred thread. Dhaga jo hota hai, Brahmins they wear it. So still that Janevara was there, and she said, "Oh, he has not changed. He has not changed. He has not changed his caste. He has not changed his religion. He is the same." Okay, so up to here we have read, and now we can continue. Yes, continue, Mohit.
Yes, sir. Once they realized that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes, and nose, the crowd melted away, like a lump of sugar in child's mouth. I continued to stand there. After everyone had gone, I asked, "How are you, Rangappa? Is everything well with you?" It was only then that Ranga noticed me. He came near me and did a namaskar respectfully, saying, "I'm all right with
So
your
soon the
blessings."
crowd melted away. Melted away. Melted away का मतलब होता पिघलना. But here not पिघलना. The crowd went away. The people, those who were gathered there, all of them left like a lump of sugar in child mouth. सारे लोग वहां से चले गए. Only the author was there. The author waited. The author remained there, and the author had a little conversation with Ranga. And he said, "How are you, Rangappa? Is all right? Is everything all right with you?" And the author says that he came near to me and said Namaskar respectfully. So he said Namaskar. He did not wish him in English, even though he had gone to Bangalore for higher studies. He learned English, but not English culture. He wished him Namaskar, saying, "I'm all right with your blessing." I must draw your attention to this aspect of Ranga's character. He knew when it would be to this advantage to talk to someone and rightly assess people's word. और ऑथर कहता है कि मैं रंगा की जो क्वालिटी है, ये खूबी है, इसकी तरफ आपका ध्यान लाना चाहता हूँ कि रंगा को पता था कब बात करना है, किससे बात करना है, क्या बात करना है. So this was the quality, this was the character of Ranga. Okay, so we shall continue from the next line, next page tomorrow. Now time is over. Okay, all right, everybody. So see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody
Thank you,
has
sir.
any doubt?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.